Hey Dollhouse people, Whitney LaBrie here, and I have something very special for you this week. So Shira from Queen City Minis, if you haven't checked out her YouTube, check her out. She does amazing work. She and I have challenged each other to a dollar store do-over. So there's 3 rules involved. Of course, we have to use a dollar store table, which I think we both have the same table. We sent each other some little surprises that we have to use. I'm hoping that, I kind of feel bad because, well, let me just show you. This is her box that she sent me, and it's quite a bit bigger, and it sounds like there's a lot more things in here to use than what I actually sent her. So, Shira, I'm sorry. I literally took it literal. We said a few items. I sent her like literally 3 items. I'm so sorry. And just so you know, this is the table that we're going to be using and doing a do-over on. And if you hadn't noticed by my hat, we are doing a steampunk theme. So I'm super excited about this project. I think that it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna try to only use found objects in my house and my garage. I'm gonna try not to buy anything, but we'll see how that goes. So, oh my God, my mind is spinning. I'm like, do I go to the garage? Do I draw up my plans? I don't know, but I know one thing. Let's get started. Okay, so I've decided to go ahead and draw out my plan first. I think that will really help me stick with the vision and kind of get an idea of maybe some of the pieces that I'm looking for the overall idea or the concept of what I'm going for. So the first thing that came to my mind is the one idea that I just stuck with, which is to turn this into a vanity that is like a machine. So this idea for myself, actually, I would love it if I just walked up to my vanity every day and it had all of these kind of like, you know, arms and all these gadgets that kind of help me get ready every day, like handing me my lipstick, handing me my coffee, or hey, maybe I'm going out for the evening, so it hands me a glass of wine. I mean, these are the things I need in my life, people. So I am going to start though with, I kind of want to change out the legs and do something a little bit different. So I'm gonna maybe remove the legs that it currently has, change that out. I definitely want the piece to look metal or metallic at least. I want to change out the drawer pulls and do something a little bit more metallic as well. And then I definitely want to do some sort of mirror or something above it. So this is kind of, you know, the overall idea, and I really hope that I can manage something and figure out kind of this. We'll see how it evolves. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and open Shira's package because I want to see what kind of goodies she sent me and see if I can utilize them in my project, which I'm sure I can. I can tell she sent me a lot. Oh Lord, there's like a whole bag of stuff. No, Shira. So, okay, let me go ahead and raid the garage really quick too and try to get as much as I can that I think might work. Do you guys have one of these in your garage that holds like all sorts of crap? So, my hat that you see, I did a steampunk costume years ago, my husband and I, and so I do have some gadgets and stuff left over that I had purchased. So I'm going to use that too. Okay, so I've got these longer screws, and I think what I'm going to do is attempt to drill them in. So I'm going to remove some of the legs here. So I'm just measuring this out. I'm just going to take my Dremel, and I'm going to just Dremel these bad boys right off. And maybe I'll use these sticks, the legs, in something else. Okay, once those legs are gone, it looks like a little coffee table almost, and actually that would be kind of cool too. So I'm gonna just start off by telling you right now, don't do what I'm about to do. The tool that I need is, can't find it, so I'm kind of having to wait till my husband gets home. And so I'm going to attempt to just lightly screw these screws in and hopes not to crack the wood or split the wood, which it split right away. And I only went in like 2 rungs, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and finish it out, and then hopefully when he gets home, I will be able to kind of fix this. But we're going to keep moving forward here. Okay, so you can see the wood is split. I'm gonna work on that later, but we're gonna keep moving on because I need to wait. Now, the next thing I wanna do, I do really like this look already. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the wooden drawer pulls that are on this right now, and we're gonna replace them with something else. Okay, now that those are gone, I am going to actually add these little plastic pieces. I don't even know what they're for. They just have kind of a neat look to them. And I feel like I can make them kind of look like arms. So I'm going to take these springs and I'm gluing a couple of these arms together and then adding the spring in between so that it kind of has the feeling that it's like can move around even though they can't move. All right, and so I used about 8 of these plastic pieces, and hopefully we don't need them for something else in the house, but I think they were in the garage for a really long time. I'm liking it so far. It definitely has this machine feel. So then I found a couple more smaller screws, and I think that's what I'm gonna use those as my drawer pulls. They had some paint on them already, so that was kind of cool. But the third drawer, that first drawer, I'm gonna make it look like a real drawer. So I'm just gonna build it out a little bit using some popsicle sticks. So I kind of just made this little fake drawer and then glued it on so that it looks like one of the drawers is kind of pulling out a little bit. And then I can maybe stuff a few things inside. And then I went ahead and added a additional drawer pull right there, and it did crack, just so you know. So I'm gonna have to add a little wood fill to that as well. Okay, so that's kind of the look that we've got so far. This is kind of the base. And then you'll notice I have some red zip ties around the leg area. So once the hubster got home, I was able to get this drill bit here and take out the screws, drill holes inside there, add the screws back in, add a little wood fill, and then do the zip ties to kind of pull those pieces together. And the zip ties initially were something I was going to remove, but once they went on and I cut them, I realized that I love the way they look. And so once they go metal, I think they're going to be fab. I think they're going to be a fab addition that I may not have done if I didn't make mistakes. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is spray paint everything black. I want a nice little primer, but I do want those legs to stay the same color. I like the way that they look. And then there it is, spray painted black. Okay, next I have this zinc paint by Deco Arts, this metallic zinc. Love this color so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint the base, the whole desk, and then I'm also gonna repaint the springs that I painted, that I put on there as well, back to zinc. And then I'm just gonna leave everything else the color that it is. You know, I brushed that zinc on top. I didn't do more than one coat. I was just really hoping that that black paint would kind of seep through a little bit, of which it did. Love the way that that looks. We're not finished with the painting yet, but I do want to go ahead and add a mirror. So Shira sent me this plastic piece here. I think this is trash plastic from a kit she had maybe, and I love it. I think it looks almost like a vanity window. And then she sent me this metallic paper, and it was all folded up and it's got all these creases and stuff in it. So I'm going to attempt to get some of those lines out by pressing it very firmly onto this leftover foam board I have and get as much of those wrinkles out as I can, which did a pretty good job of it. Not perfect, but good enough. And then I am going to glue that over that metal paper so that it has this kind of look of being maybe a mirror behind there. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. I am gonna paint the frame out a little bit though, and so while that's drying, I have these accessories here. So I've got like a mirror, I've got a cup of coffee, a glass of wine, a brush, a perfume applicator, some hairspray, some lipstick, and a few other little things. So we're gonna see what works, and I'm gonna go ahead and glue one item to each arm. And then I also had a few other little accessories that would be great on a vanity. Like I've got this little cup of hat pins and little bottles. I did use one of Shira's beads she sent me to become a perfume bottle, a necklace, and all sorts of fun little stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that. And then the mirror is nice and dry. I painted the frame out with a little bit of metallic bronze, and then the outside I used the zinc also. So that's kind of how that's looking. And then I feel like the vanity needs a stool. So I found this old battery. My husband collects tubes and batteries. And so I grabbed this one because he said he didn't need it. And I've got a couple of lace pieces here. So that's one of the really fun things about steampunk design is it's industrial meets Victorian, and it has this sci-fi feel. So I thought I'd go ahead and lace up a little bit this stool and add a couple of these little pretty embellishments. And then I did add a little gear on the base to make sure that it would stand. And then I added a few gears to the mirror just to add that, a few more accessories, give it a little bit of height as well. And then this is what I've got. So I hope that you love it. Don't forget to check out Shira's at Queen City Minis and see what she came up with. I'm sure she came up with something absolutely fabulous. She always does. Do not forget to watch the next episode on this, which we are doing a room box to go with our dollar store do-over steampunk items that we made. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you absolutely love this dollar store do-over and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye!